issue that Colin Kaepernick is protesting is systematic racial injustice, which starts with the international slave trade, the Middle Passage, the institution of slavery, Reconstruction, Jim Crow, ongoing systematic oppression.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy AKJ coming to you live on all new videos. So today, I've been following first take, and Max, and the whole what's been going on, what happened between them two, and so I found the video online that say 10 minutes of Max being blacker than Stephen A. Smith. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this. We're gonna make this a try. This is gonna be a reaction. There's nothing funny about this. All right, could be, but I highly doubt it. I've seen some of his stuff that he say. I'd be like, yeah. Here we go.
I'm in the streets. Max almost seems blacker than you, Stephen A. with what he's coming, with this.
Meanwhile, breaking news, Sacramento Kings' new big man, Zach Randolph, was arrested and charged with marijuana possession with intent to sell by the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department on Wednesday night, according to police reports. Stephen A., talk to me.
I'm shocked. First of all, I'm a fan of Zach Randolph. I'm shocked at the stupidity of him finding himself in this situation. I won't go off about the weed just yet. But this is an individual that has made well over $150 million in his career. I find it very, very difficult to believe that he was intending to sell. But in the end, it's inexcusable that he found himself in this position.
Anyone with half a brain knows Zach Randolph. Let me go out on a limb here. Zach Randolph wasn't intending to sell weed. Okay, the profit margins wouldn't be enough for it to be worth his time, right, considering what he makes in the NBA. Everyone use your head. That has nothing to do with anything. That's because they can say that the intent was there based on the amount he bought, which should be nobody's business. But I consistently, when this issue comes up, you focus on the fact that the athlete was stupid because they know what they were jeopardizing and they did it anyway. And I focus on the fact that the drug laws, particularly as they apply to marijuana, are based on nothing more than lies and propaganda, and should not exist.
That's not good enough. You just signed a 2-year, $24 million deal to go to the Sacramento Kings. So you are en route to Cali, okay? That's where you are about to play. And you can't wait. You don't sit up there and blemish the league. You don't blemish your future employer. You don't blemish yourself because you can't control and discipline yourself when you know what the damn law is. I'm not saying that it's right. I get your point about alcohol and weed. I get all of that. I understand it. You don't hear me saying anything about Snoop Dogg. All I'm saying to you, Max, is this. Don't give me, the law is stupid, so you know what?
It is.
I understand it, but I'm saying don't give it to me as an excuse for them breaking it. You can't break it, Max. You don't get to do that.
And arcane. Stephen A., it's so stupid and arcane, it's often flouted.
So let me ask you a question.
Many people are choosing to
you breaking laws? No, don't be hypocritical. Are you breaking laws? Are you breaking laws? I know there's stupid laws out there. Are you breaking those stupid laws?
Yes,
speeding?
Yes, I do. And so do you. And so, wait a minute.
Speeding.
And so do you, and I'll give you an example. I've been trying to say this for 5 minutes. Let me get a word in here. Do you jaywalk in California? You've been in LA and jaywalk?
Yeah, once or twice.
Against the law.
You broke the law then.
You can get a ticket for that. In fact, it's more dangerous for you than marijuana. If someone gets a ticket for jaywalking,
Are you ready
if
for
an
that?
NBA
That's
player gets a
nonsense.
ticket for
That's
jaywalking,
nonsense.
are you going
That's
to go on
okay.
TV and
Nope,
yell at
that's
him?
the
Okay, let me tell you
example.
this right now. Oh, you going to? Let me ask you a question. If I jaywalk, does that sully the reputation of ESPN? Does it sully the reputation of my
It's
employer
risky
or
behavior.
myself?
Why did
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
What
The
does
only
it do
reason
that?
marijuana does is because people like you demonize it out of proportion.
Wait a minute.
Why
So
does
in other words,
marijuana
so
sully
you
your
know,
name
it's
any more than
typical.
jaywalk?
Colin Kaepernick has been working out all of this time. Him, people in his camp, his close ones, loved ones, everybody talking about he wants to play football. He wants to play football. He's ready to play. Just give him the chance. This man wanted a chance. 25 teams show up in Georgia at the Atlanta Falcons practice facility, state-of-the-art facility, NFL personnel, equipment, everything, video, everything. And what does Colin Kaepernick do? Not Tuesday, when he found out about it, not Wednesday, not Thursday, not Friday, Saturday. 3 hours before the workout. Because of some issue with a liability waiver. Colin Kaepernick wants to change the venue. Colin Kaepernick wants his own receivers. Colin Kaepernick wants to video things himself. Colin Kaepernick wants the media. This Colin Kaepernick, the media can't find him. He ain't done no interviews. He ain't talked to nobody. Media can't find him, but he wants to do anything. He wants the media available now. You see, he don't want to play. He wants to be a martyr.
Any reasonable person to the same conclusion. All reasonable people to the same conclusion. The first piece of information is now what I told you yesterday has been confirmed by independent sources. It was not a standard waiver. That was in dispute. The NFL disputed it. It was not the same waiver that normally is signed. It's a waiver with language that was more vague and could be interpreted in such a way as Kaepernick is forfeiting rights, which he'd be doing on the altar of a look-see from the teams, right? That's one. And the second one is Kaepernick's people are saying, we were given a heads up by none of the teams. Right? Like, it's not even like one team, hey, this is going to happen. We were blindsided by the NFL, like, hey, this is happening right now. It is their conclusion, therefore, that this is not coming from any of the teams, as has been reported, but is in fact coming from the NFL, this workout. So if you believe that, then you put those two pieces of new information together, and you're led inevitably to the conclusion that this whole thing was a way for the NFL to smuggle in, Trojan horse style, a waiver that Kaepernick would sign, signing away his rights. Recall, I couldn't figure out why this was done this way. Why so mysteriously? Why did it have to be on a Saturday? Why couldn't the date move? Why did he have almost no time to respond? Was it an ultimatum? Why couldn't he have his own camera people there? The whole thing, right? Why didn't they provide a list of personnel when they agreed that they would? Suddenly they won't. All these questions. Why all of a sudden? I couldn't figure it out. Also, the Kaepernick issue was largely dead. Why is the NFL bringing it back up? And what I said at the time was, it's one of two things. Either an enormous piece of business, like something to do with the CBA that I couldn't imagine, or some kind of litigation. As it turns out, it is pretty clearly the case, in my view, that it's litigation. The NFL did this dog and pony show in order for Kaepernick to sign away his rights. That was the point of this. In this country, these things are seen far too often along racial lines. And if you see African-American people speaking about this, it feels as though that it's a racially segregated issue, which it is in many respects, unfortunately, because anyone who is socially conscious can see what's going on. Colin Kaepernick, and by the way, Colin Kaepernick showed leadership, because a lot of others had followed his lead.
Yes.
But what happens when someone shows leadership, and this even you see it in labor relations? You know who never got paid? Kurt Flood. You know who got paid because of Kurt Flood? Everyone else. It is very possible what we're seeing now is the sacrifice of Colin Kaepernick's career on the altar of social and racial progress. And when he doesn't get a job, and I did not come out right away when they said blackballed, right? I did not come out right away.
Max, preach.
Yes, that's what's happening because I thought he's looking for a starting job. Maybe he's seen as a bubble starter. You got to change your offense. He'll get a backup job. But now the results are in. The evidence is in. He does not have a starting job. He does not have a backup job. 31 of the owners are old white men, right? And precisely the issue that Colin Kaepernick is protesting is systematic racial injustice, which starts with the international slave trade, the Middle Passage, the institution of slavery, Reconstruction, Jim Crow, ongoing systematic oppression, which has created racial imbalance in terms of social justice. That's essentially what Colin Kaepernick is protesting. And the fact that then an almost exclusively white club of owners, because unless you believe that black people are intrinsically inferior at making money, I guess that's not true, right?
No
Unless you believe that, then you also understand that the fact that the NFL is an all-white club at the ownership level, essentially, is a result of that injustice. Think of the irony that he doesn't have a job, partly because he's protesting the very reason that right now he doesn't have a job. Wait, Charles Barkley, present company included, Stephen A., whether you or I like it or not, is the best thing on television. This guy is my favorite of all time. And by the way, sometimes we go at him if we disagree with him. Charles, Chuck, this is the definition of player hating. You, sir, are the definition at this moment of a player hater. Lay on the ground, you've been robbed. Are you joking?